Hold me around my waist. You can take it slow, baby. Control the pace. Way I rotate, baby, that's a little taste. Way I rotate, I'ma put you in your place.
Bad girl, no delay.
Baby, let's shake. I don't wanna stop, baby. I don't need a break.
You can be real with me. That's why you're still with me.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we have a hair coloring tutorial where I show you how to go from this deep, dark, natural black color to a beautiful cherry burgundy color. I'm using this old wig that I have and it's super easy, I promise you. It is time consuming, it took me a couple tries, but I promise it's super easy. So we're starting off with the tools, gloves, clips, got to be glue spray, rat tail comb, and a hair coloring comb. And I'll be using the L'Oreal 30 volume developer. And for the colors that I started off with, I'm using L'Oreal High Color in magenta, and I'm using it in the color True Violet, so one of each. The reason why I'm using True Violet is because I wanted this to have like a deep undertone to it, so that's why I'm using that color. And I'm gonna go ahead and cut open the colors from the back. I personally like doing this because I feel like the product comes out easier this way, so I like to cut it with the scissors and open it up. And I'm trying to get all the product into the bowl. Do the same thing with the True Violet color, and I realized that like there's still more product in here, so I decided to cut it open and look at all this product left in there. I need all of this, okay? So I cut both of them open and I basically just scraped the remaining color or the remaining product into the bowl because yeah, I need that, okay? Call me extra, but these colors are not cheap. Okay, so go ahead and add that into the bowl, and I will go ahead and give it a good mix. Because these are two different colors, I want to make sure that they're like even, so make sure that you take your time mixing it well and evenly distributed before you add the developer. When it comes to me adding the developer, I am just eyeballing it today. I know that there is a specific measurement. I believe that they do recommend. Just feel free to read the directions, but for today, I'm just eyeballing it. I'm adding a pretty generous amount until it gets to like this medium thick consistency. And to be honest, at this point, I was kind of like, I'm not sure if these colors are enough to dye this entire wig, but I still went with it. So I'll just go ahead and give this a really good mix. Before I get started on coloring my hair, I do like to prep my wig first, and what I will do is I will spray it down with Got To Be spray. And the reason why I'm doing this is because I don't want to get any dye on the lace, so I'm pretty heavy-handed, and I'll go ahead and spray the entire lace down, and I will take my fan and let that completely dry. You have to let it completely dry, and I did this 2 times, so basically having 2 layers just to be on the safe side. Now we're gonna get into the coloring process. To make my life easier, I like to separate the closure from the bundles, and then I will section the hair into about 3 sections. So here right now I'm just sectioning the hair because I just like coloring hair is fun and all, but honestly the process is very time consuming. And now we can get straight into coloring the hair, which is the fun part, right? So I am just using my coloring brush and my hands. It's nothing fancy. I take a small section and I just continue to add the color. I'm using the brush to kind of distribute it evenly, and make sure that when you add the color, you're adding the color to the entire section, like front, back, side to side. Like this process kind of get messy sometimes because you really want it to be fully saturated. So take your time with this. Again, like I've kind of noticed that these 2 colors were not going to be enough for this hair. I guess this hair is a lot thicker than I imagined, but I just kept going. So, and I also made sure that I, got all up into the roots and the ends, and you can see that I'm just really like working the product into the hair. So just take your time with this. I was watching some YouTube videos while I was doing this to keep me entertained, because like I said, this is a very tedious, long process. It could get lonely, it could get boring, but yeah, so just do what you gotta do. I'm just gonna go ahead and speed this up.
A bit of your time, make a day so. Make we day tonight, make a joke call of you. You can call me every time you want more. Move that thing, come rest on me now. I get the kind of way go make you bend for me now. All night, baby, all night. Bend your back, hold my hand. Now you dey make a nigga fantasize. I be turning out your river now. It's alright.
So surprisingly, this 2 colors was actually enough to saturate the entire hair. So I'm just rounding up, making sure that I get everything covered, and then I will work on the closure part. When I'm working on the closure part, I just like to take smaller sections, and I like to use the brush side of this hair coloring brush to really get into the roots, make sure those are well saturated, and then I'll work my way on the rest of the hair, as you can see I'm doing right now. And again, sectioning it off, adding it to the roots, and it kind of looks like I'm being rough. I kind of am, because I do have that got to be spray protecting the lace, but just take your time, be careful, because again, you don't want to get dye on the lace, and get as close to the hairline as possible. As you guys can see, I just want to show you how saturated it is, because you want to make sure that color is everywhere, and when you section a part out, you can see everywhere is saturated. That's the goal. Forgive me for not recording the remaining of the process, but I did let the hair sit for about 2 hours, washed it out, and then I let my hair dry overnight, and this is the color that I got. Not what I was looking for. This is giving like a chocolate cherry, very deep, like it's just not giving what I needed. So I had to go back to Sally's and pick up 2 extra colors. And I wanted obviously more of a red payout. I believe that this is a good foundation, so I did get 2 magentas. So I'm gonna add that into the bowl regularly, guys. I was in a rush, I was annoyed, I did not want to do this again, but here I am on attempt 2. And same process, adding the developer. I just added the remaining developer that I had in the bottle, mix that together, and we're just going to repeat the process again. That's me adding the remaining developer, because I'm like, what, at this point, just finish it, right? So get that mixed all together, a good mix. I do believe I probably needed a little more developer, but I was just going with, you know, whatever I had at this point, because I was like, I need this color to come out correctly. In this clip, I feel like you can see more of what the color is looking like. I don't know if you guys can tell, it does give a bit red, but it gives like a brown, you know. So anyways, we're moving along. I'm parting out the closure, and then I'm going to section out the hair like I did before and get into the coloring. After the first attempt, kind of what I've learned from this coloring process is that it's better to have more color than less. So I do believe that maybe getting an extra magenta the first round would have maybe gave me what I was looking for, but I'm not sure. But here we are with the other 2 colors, and I'm gonna take my time and saturate every section, get that magenta nice and in and colored. Okay, like honestly, this process can get super messy, and I was in my room, I had a towel on the floor trying to prevent getting any dye on anything. And then this is what the hair is looking like, fully saturated in the color. And the same thing, I let it sit for about 2 hours. I just added this foil just because I was coloring in sections just to get the hair out of the way. So I just figured, let me just wrap it in foil. I don't think it makes any difference. I don't think you have to do this, but this is just what I did. And again, I let this sit for 2 hours and wash it off. And this is the final color that I got. The perfect cherry cola burgundy color I was looking for. The magenta definitely did what it needed to do. It gave back that richness, but I think that the foundation of the first attempt gave it this like deep, beautiful undertone that I was going for. So I'm really happy with the way that it came out. So that is the end of the hair tutorial. I did want to show you guys how the hair looked in different lighting. So here it is. Let me know what you guys think about the color. I love the way that it turned out. I really hope this video was helpful to you guys. If you did enjoy the video, don't forget to give me a big thumbs up. If you're not yet subscribed to my channel, go ahead and subscribe down below. And thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.
Say your name in key. I know what I want from you. You know what you want from me. I just wanna back it up on beat. Say your name in key. I've been waiting on it all week. So tell me where you wanted me to be.